guy number 9 that you want to avoid is the spiritual midget. Now, the spiritual midget is a guy who might have many other good qualities aside, but when it comes to spirituality, either there's nothing going on there, or he's very lethargic when it comes to his spirituality, or he outright tries to undermine your faith. How do you even believe those little fables in the Bible? How do we know God exists? And he'll pretend to be all philosophical or whatever. Maybe he stumps you and you're not quite sure how to answer. This is not what you want in a dating relationship. You don't want to go all missionary dating. And so what I would encourage you to think of is, what do you want? I mean, imagine 10 years from now being in a marriage, and maybe it's 8:30 at night, and you walk down the hallway and you look inside your little daughter's room. Maybe she's 3 years old, and your husband's tucking in her in bed, and you can see your husband kneeling on the carpet beside her bed, praying with her, just kind of teaching her the Hail Mary. And you would just kind of rest your head on the doorpost and just look in at that beautiful sight of your husband being the spiritual priest of that domestic church of your family that he ought to be. That's what you desire. That's what you crave. Hold out. I mean, look, there's 3.7 billion guys on the planet out there. There's plenty of good believers. For love of them, hold out for them. Because look, if a guy is not into his faith, and you really are, and you get married, more often than not, the children will follow the spiritual path of the father, even if the mother's devout. If the father's devout and the mother's lukewarm, typically the kids will still follow the dad's spiritual path. Study after study has shown this. And so if you want to go to mass as a family one day, you want to sit in the pew with your husband and all the kids, then hold out for that. Because you don't want to be the mom leaving off the church, and then your husband doesn't want to get off the couch because he's watching football, and then the kids start giving you a hard time. How come we got to get out of bed and go to church when dad gets to stay home, watch TV? That type of being unevenly yoked, as the scriptures tell us, is a difficult thing. Now you think, well, okay, what do I just dump a guy because he's not as holy as I am? Well, the question is he really interested? Like, is he really pursuing it? If you say, hey, we got a retreat coming up next weekend through the Newman Center at my college campus. Do you want to come with me? He's like, whatever. No, I'm not interested. That's a red flag. If he's like, yeah, I don't understand all that church stuff, but hey, I'm open to learning. I'm open to, if God's out there, he has a plan for me, I want to learn about it. Hey, okay, maybe we're not on the exact same spiritual page here, but he's willing. Because you've got to discern on your own. Am I content if things don't change? Am I really content long term if he doesn't bloom into this wonderful conversion and become a saint? If you're okay with that never happening, then okay. But if you really long for him to be on a spiritual page that he's not at right now, really take an honest look, because this isn't just a temporal decision you're making, it's an eternal one. You want a man who will encourage your family to be saints. St. John Paul II said that his father's example to him was his first seminary, because he said, after my mom died, he said, my father's life became one of almost constant prayer. He said, sometimes I would wake up in the night and I would look into my father's room and see him kneeling on the floor, just lost in prayer. And I learned from that, look, men pray. Men take their interior lives seriously. In fact, a friend of mine, Devin Shad, has wrote tremendous things on fatherhood. And he said, you can gauge a man's love for his wife and children by the extent to which he defends his interior life of prayer. A man who has a rich interior life and carves out that time for mass, for adoration, for rosary, for prayer on his own and with the family, that is a great measure of his love for his wife and kids. And how can you measure a man's love by that? Well, because God is love. And if I know how to receive the love of the Father, then I can transmit that. Loving in marriage and parenthood is a lot about just letting Jesus Christ love through you to the people in your household. And so I would say hold out for a good man of God, really do. I don't have a problem with missionary friendships and things like that, but when it comes to dating, try to be realistic and keep your standards high as heaven. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that little clip, but if you want to see the whole episode where this came from, just click the link here. And in the meantime, we want to invite you to help us share this message, and there's a couple things you can do real quick. Number one, if you like or comment or share this video, YouTube will actually show it to more people. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. We release videos every single day, and you'll be notified as soon as those come out. If you want to help us also to spread this message, you can support us at patreon.com/JasonEverett. That helps us to create these videos and show them to the whole world. God bless.